Question for you. What do you get when the best two fishermen walking God's sweet earth starts recording their fishing expeditions? You get a show, and that show is called Top Rod Wranglers. Yeah! Welcome to Top Rod Wranglers episode uno. Stu and I finally get a chance to go fishing this summer. We hit a river, I hit a bass pond, I get cooked in the sun. So that sun was just beating down way too hard. We catch a couple fish. Let's get at it. Let's get this road on the show. Basically as far as I can. Let's just start out there and see what happens. Get a couple rods in first and then we'll start taking a look around. So we're hitting a spot on the Youghiogheny River that actually has a huge creek that runs into it. Why that's a good thing is because a lot of fish will like that spot on the river because of all the food that pumps into it, as well as fish swimming in and out of the creek from the river. A tributary like this, usually a good hot spot, very good for fishing. What's Stu doing over there, taking a leak? No, he's fishing. He's trying his luck over there first. A stream this big running into the river can have a lot of fish. Can have a lot of big ones in it too. He caught a big muskie here a couple of years ago. Today though, no dice. This big one out. I was pretty far, it was a long cast, it was right out in the center here. When it hit I spooked something because about 10 feet to the right was a whole bunch of ripples and something moved, so there was something right out the center out this way. So I have these two rods on the bottom, pretty far out. The current has taken both of them to the right a good bit. So we're going to just let them sit. If they start going nuts, that's when we got something.
Got some action there.
Let's see. Got to take it before I can snag it.
I think he got it.
Come on, take it. Oh, that slack could kill me.
Got him? Oh yeah, he's on there.
Want to grab the camera? Oh, he either spit it out or he's swimming straight to me.
I think he's swimming straight to you. Eat up that slack real fast. There he is.
Looks like a cat, probably.
Mm-hmm. Not a bad one either. That's a good cat there.
Not bad. I actually thought. Yep.
That's a good sized channel cat.
If I can get under these things.
It's nice. Yeah, probably about 24-inch.
You gotta be careful with a catfish. You have these barbs. You got one here. You got one underneath. And if he's gonna start flapping, you gotta let him go. Because if you end up taking one of these, it's like a nail going right into your hands. If you ever have it happen once, you don't want it to happen again. And they're pretty slick, so kind of hard to hold on to. So always grip it underneath, so that way you can hold it, try to hold the tail. A little bit slick. Not a bad size. He took it all the way. My gosh, look at the intensity in my face. Fire in that man's eyes. That fish is even too scared to look at me. We're gonna go ahead and release him. Catfish. So as the morning goes on, I start making my way down the shore to the right. Stu splits up and tries the opposite side of the river.
Got a little sheep's head on. Wasn't hitting record whenever it initially took. If I can, I'm going to cut the line. Let him with the hook there. Looks like it could be a smallmouth. We'll see. It might be another stinky sheep's head. Yeah, we got another stinky sheep's head here. A little bit bigger than the last one. Catching a bunch of them, Dan. Sheep's head. Got a better hook job on this guy here. Doing some barbless hooks so they come out easier too, for just catch and release. There's stinky sheep's head, beautiful looking fish.
Okay, so I went down the beach to the right, kept on going, kind of picked this furthest spot. The current is super strong today, so trying to get anything set up without it just washing away, pulling your line out is very tough. So with me being here at the edge, I'm kind of able to finally get it set up without it pulling too much. Just when I cast it all the way to the left and it pulled it all the way down. Got that one. Nope, another catfish. So, there you go. A little bit smaller of a cat. Same thing, hooked him right on the side. Real good hook because it was right in his gums, not on the plate. They got plates on the top and bottom of their mouth. Let's go ahead and let him back.
Yep. Alright guys, looks like we're getting a little bit of action here on this rod. Go ahead and set the hook here.
Stu actually caught 2 bass in this spot as well. But unfortunately the GoPro video is all screwed up here on the computer. So the only workable footage we have is of the 2 sheep's head. That's all we ended up catching that morning. Not a very productive day by any means. But with the water level being so low, I think it was 7 feet below normal, fish are not eating and moving around like they usually do. They're more like in a survival mode, staying in the deeper holes, waiting for the water to go back to normal. Everywhere I was standing is normally underwater. Alright, not sure how this looks. I got a different camera. I don't have the GoPro. I have a actual handheld camera. So I have to get out of the house here for a little bit. Our house is for sale and we got people coming to look at it. So when I was at the river there yesterday fishing for a bit, I was talking to a local guy. I'd never seen him before. He was telling me about a small bass pond that no one really knows about. That's actually only a couple minutes from my house. So I still had all my stuff packed up and I figured let's leave it there because today, let's go out and try to hit that real quick. Now it is kind of pretty cloudy. I don't know, it might storm. So if it gets wet, I can't have the camera out there. This one's not waterproof, but we'll try to, try to get some footage. I'm kind of excited. I haven't been bass fishing in a while. So if it's a nice bass pond, we'll find out. I'll see what I can catch. Okay, so this is the pond. I did in fact find it. It's about 6 minutes from my house. Weather, it's getting kind of crappy. So we'll see if we can record anything or not. And the answer to that question is no. Well, might lose this. Too much rain, no good footage, not enough time. And then this happens to me. My favorite lure. Yep. And that is how you lose your favorite lure that you've ever had. Toss along the shoreline, get caught in some cattails, and then that's it. But a few days later, I have to get out of my house again. So I shot back up to the bass pond. You can tell by my get-up that is some midsummer activity get-up right there. I'm using a top water lure. You can hear fish jumping all over the pond, so I'm trying to hit something on top to get them to strike and work my way around the pond. Alright, so using top water lure and a nice largemouth bass. You can see right down in there how big their mouths get. That thing's all mouth. Awesome predatory fish. Nice bass. Alright, top water lure. Number 2. Not a very big boy. Pretty small, maybe 13 inches. Still, good size of that mouth for a smaller fish. Nice little bass. Right in the eye. Hey, my other line. Let's turn it towards that. My other line looks to be jumping some. Let's see if we can't catch anything on it. Am I recording? Wait for it. 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 He was eating it for a while. Although, I'd say this thing's swimming in like a turtle. I wonder if I don't got a snapping turtle here. He's coming in like a log. Oh, who called it? That would be a snapper. Snapping turtles, you got to be extremely careful with. They are fast. They are very strong. If you grab them, you have to grab them by the tail. As you can see, he ain't let me get anywhere near his tail because that's his weak spot. I'd like to pick him up, but he ain't let anywhere near him. And they strike extremely fast. Notice how wherever I move, he is. They're super smart. So I'm going to try to get his tail from this way. Yep, he's turning. Without somebody else here to hold the head, I'm not even going to try to pick him up. I'm going to go ahead and let this guy go. Well, for those that know me, it's very fitting that I end my first show with a turtle. Of course. Nobody wants to catch a turtle. It's a real kick in the nuts to deal with after you reel them in. No monster fish in this first episode, but I will catch a giant catfish on camera by the time I'm done with this. We plan to get out and make a lot more shows this summer. We already have the footage and the fish caught for the next episode, which I'm going to begin working on. As for the video quality, we're in the middle of juggling 3 to 4 cameras trying to figure out what works and what settings will show up good. We're ironing out some of these issues. The video quality will get better as we go. So hopefully you're interested because I have a lot more that I'm going to do. This is just the beginning. Remember, this is Top Rod Wranglers.